Hi. So I'm doing my Tarotscopes via video this time. I didn't feel like writing. And so you guys can get a feel for how I do the Tarotscopes. But first I wanted to just do a check-in as a general reading for the month of July for whoever reads this or sees this, I mean. So let's be clear. Let's see what we got. Please be clear. Okay. Let's see. Blocks. Spheres. Okay, cool. So I just pulled Mind, Body, Spirit because that's how I start all of my readings, and then I pulled blocks and hopes and fears for the month of July. So this is going to be for the collective, and then I'll dive into each specific tarot scope for each zodiac sign. So I pulled Page of Cups, the Star, which is my favorite card, and the Three of Swords for Mind, Body, Spirit for the collective. Good news first is that when I see the Star card in the position of the physical body or the physical reality, it shows me that we're in a position to have a more hopeful outlook. When you see the star, it's like when you finally come out of the woods and you're able to be in a clearing where you can see which direction to go. So I would say we've been in this pandemic and we've been dealing with all of these social injustices and all of these murders and terrible things. And it seems as if perhaps this month finally, as a collective and also on an individual basis, we will be able to sort of have that vision of hope to see which direction to take. These directions are going to be unique to you. So when you see the Star card, for me, I would recommend looking for signs, asking for signs, trusting that intuitive pull as to which direction you personally should go, but it feels like maybe the groundswell of the collective will be moving more easily in the same direction. I'm not saying everyone's going to be moving in the same direction because I've been observing we're still highly polarized, but there is this sense of calm and relief. And even if the calm and relief is like, you know, let's just say we're going to be quarantined for much longer, or the pandemic isn't really easing up, which it looks like it's not, there's still maybe this sense of peace around, okay, at least I can see where we're going. It's not this big question mark. Also, just want to shout out my Witches Against White Supremacy shirt by Brooklyn, in case you guys are noticing the shirt. Okay, focused. So that's what seems really awesome for me. For this Page of Cups, I would say, like, there's this in the position of the mind, sometimes this feels like a mental, well, fragility, like this ability to be overly sensitive, to be not being able to see your true value, and maybe wondering how it is that you fit into this new vision or this new direction. And there might be a lack of confidence as to where you fit, how you express yourself, how you show up. So my suggestion is also to be open to anything, to really start this month of July with this notion that anything is possible. Do not concretize things. Just allow yourself to be emotionally, mentally, spiritually, creatively open. Because the fact of the matter is, some of us might be starting over in a new direction. But the new direction, if we are starting over or we're percolating new ideas or ways to pivot or change our life, it's putting us on the new path, the right path for us. So you might feel a little bit out of your depth because there's this like beginner's energy to this Page of Cups. But the Page of Cups is also very creative, and with the pages, it's that like I said, that beginning point, that start, that refresh, or like approaching it with fresh eyes. So even though you're going to be pointed in a direction, maybe going with a little bit of a flow, you've got to also understand that this might be a completely foreign path or direction, and you have to be a little bit adaptable and willing to change or to move or to see things in a different way. I will say the Page of Cups usually is an optimistic perspective. So it's like, let's switch into a more optimistic, hopeful vision of the future. I had one of my friends say to me that everyone's scared right now because they're fearing the death, right? And they're hearing, it's like we're hearing these death rattles. But what happens if you listen for the birth? What if you listen for the birth? What if you focus on the birth of what's coming as opposed to the sort of death rattles of what's leaving? That kind of is a Page of Cups energy. This beginner's mind, hopeful, optimistic look with that star energy. Now, when we see this Three of Swords here for the position of the Spirit, I mean, I hate to be sort of like a conspiracy theorist here, but I do think that there's a level of fallacy in what we're being told, and I do believe that there's a lot of energy swirling that isn't necessarily in integrity or really wanting us to be on this kind of path. And it's exhausting to have to discern what is true and what is false. And I do think that our spirits have the potential to be taking a beating and needing to like up our level of resiliency because there might be some nefarious things happening, or there might be ways in which we're not seeing or hearing the whole truth. I'm hearing these planes. I guess I haven't heard planes in months, so I guess, you know, the airport's kicking. Sorry if you guys are hearing the planes. But all that to say, it's like, it's getting crowded in there with all of these informational pulls. Like if you think about the swords as the suit of the mind, and like the minds are ideas and information, it's like all these ideas are kind of stabbing at you as opposed to arising from within. So I would say that for me, that means, again, like to work on your intuition, your focus, your true north. And just because someone says something to you does not mean that it's true. Now is the time to get so keyed in to your inner compass and so dialed in that people can't fuck with you. Or that no matter who, these people of power, the news sources, even friends and family that might have these opinions or ideas, it's you on you at this point. It's always been, but it's highlighted now. And I feel like we are who we can trust, is ourself and our discernment and our intuition. And that's what's gonna revive our spirit, is to keep trusting our intuition and then getting the validation that we were right. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So ask for those signs, validate your intuition, and use that to grow and strengthen your spirit, because your spirit is what needs the resiliency in this time. So challenges and hopes and fears. So I would say, looking at the King of Cups as a challenge, I would say that being, a couple things it could be, because this is a group reading, I'll read it a couple of different ways. It could be that being emotionally impulsive, because the knights are the ones that are of the suit of the court that are very active. It could also be, I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I'm gonna let that marinate for a second. And then hopes and fears, we've got this King of Pentacles, and that's really interesting. I just feel like that shows our sense of, with the hopes and fears, it's like our sense of stability, our sense of who is in charge of our money, who is in charge of our careers, our stability, from a micro level all the way up to a governmental level. We are hopeful and we are fearful about this area of our life. You know, a lot of people, this month is our last month of unemployment benefits nationally, with that extra $600 a week or so. So a lot of people, millions and millions of people, are going to be feeling this foundation, this foundation being maybe shifted, and there might be fear around that. Maybe, who knows, maybe whoever's holding the purse string shows up and gives us an extension and some grace in that area, but it's still showing as like a looming kind of question mark that's weighing on folks. Also, you know, if you're a business owner like me, or you're a freelancer, trying to navigate the best decisions regarding your long-term foundational success. These planes are crazy. I wonder what's happening. Anyway, I never hear planes at my house. And then going back to this Knight of Cups as a weakness or a block of some sort, it could also be the sense of over romanticizing what is happening, what's going on in your life, as opposed to taking a more grounded view. And this over romanticizing or ignoring certain things could actually put you in more, you know, financial jeopardy or peril. So that was just sort of a quick 10-minute check-in. Let me go real quick through these Tarotscopes. Since it's Cancer season, I'm going to pull a theme card for Cancer for the whole year, and then we'll go into their Tarotscope. I do that every time I give the birthday babies a little extra something. Let's be clear. Please be clear for Cancers, including my husband Brandon. Happy birthday. A lot of my friends are in Cancer. Okay. For the year for Cancers, this King of Swords, I love this. This is a card of real, this is an omen of real maturity and mastery over your thoughts and your beliefs and your leadership, being able to clearly communicate and define what you're up to and where you're going, and being able to actually influence others through your intellect, through your ideas, through your knowing, through your intelligence and integrity. And I love that for you Cancers, because it's really time to step forward with leadership. And I love that because this year, because Cancers are these water signs, they're these really emotional and deep signs, and to put people of emotional depth and maturity into a leadership position seems like it would be a really good idea now when we're trying to navigate these waters through a heart-centered space of more compassion and understanding. I love to see that melding of the heart of the Cancer and the mind and the intellect and the sharpness of knowing exactly what to do and being decisive in how to do it. And you know, with the King of Swords, you don't have to be doing this all of your own, Cancer. You can animate and you can bring in support for people, because you will be inspiring them to step up and to act in certain ways, or to act upon your ideas, or to learn from you. If you have any need or any desire to teach this year, or to write a book, or to have some sort of influence through your influence of your ideas, this is the year for you to do it. I hope Brandon's listening to this. Teach, write and teach. Okay, let's just see your card for the month for your Tarotscope. Okay, I'm gonna pull 3 cards. Just want to make sure we're all clear. Okay, so a couple of things. We've got the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and this Wheel of Fortune card. So I will say this. I would be, Cancers, I would be not careful with your money, but I would be careful with money and energy in the sense of having a balanced flow. In and out, in and out. We don't want you to fall too far on one side or too far of the other. So just be balanced with things of your material world, which also I consider your physical body, which is your energy. So it's okay to be generous, but also make sure you have a sense of reciprocity. And when you can't give, it's okay not to give. It's okay to sort of recalibrate. It's showing that there might be this month a lot of opportunities, or a lot of different ways that you're dreaming of going. This way, that way, this way, that way, and you might feel like none of them are a good fit. And remember, we're talking about that true north of the star card for the reading for everyone in general. So I would recommend for you Cancers, as your action steps, I love to give people actions. Don't make any decisions. Be open. It's just like the reading we gave for everyone. Be open to all things, and then it's like fate is going to take the wheel. Like something's going to come out of the blue or get really clear, or the sky is going to part, and Jupiter's energy is going to come in and give you a way to expand and grow. So it's nice to toy with what might be, but what this is saying is consider don't commit, and then wait for that boom, like wait for that really undeniable, amazing thing. And it's gonna require a sense of surrender, hands off the wheel this month, right? It's just allowing to see where everything steers organically. And if you try to force the wheel in one direction, you're actually going to be missing a more fateful or destined opportunity for you. So it seems like a pretty positive month for you guys. So let's go to Leo. Leo's going to be birthday month soon. I'm pulling several cards this month. All right. Leos. All right. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, we've got the Seven of Swords, and we've got the Five of Swords. All right, Leos, you need to watch your money. Watch where you invest. Watch what new projects you take on. Watch what partnerships you get into. Regarding your money, you want to make sure that there's no one sort of interfering and nothing shady going on, or a way in which you have unconsciously mismanaged your resources, especially when it comes to new things. So say you're like applying for unemployment the first time, double check your work, make sure that that's coming through, because there's really an opportunity to get either like duped or lose money or not really get what's coming for what you deserve or what you earned, especially, I will say, especially around new streams of revenue, new ventures, new ideas. Like if you're doing some side hustles, you know, based on this new climate, perhaps you need to double check those contracts, make sure that you maybe get paid a little bit up front so that you are taken care of. It's also showing that there might be some inner turmoil or mental conflict regarding money and then that kind of income. So I would say the best thing that you can do is make rational decisions and be very responsible when it comes to where you're placing your money and double checking everything, going through your bank account maybe and deleting certain subscriptions you haven't used, or making sure you didn't pay for something twice. That would be my advice for you guys this month as you head towards your solar return. Virgo. I bet Virgos are watching their money in their bank accounts twice. Let's see what they do for July. That Knight of Cups again. And the Lovers card. Ooh, that's so interesting. You saw me shuffle. I've got two of the same cards for the general reading. We've got the Knight of Cups, we've got the Three of Swords, and then we've got this Lovers card right here for you. So it's very interesting actually to see that Lovers energy, and then the Knight of Cups is sort of like the romancer, the Prince Charming, and we've got this Three of Swords, which sometimes is an energy of like betrayal around love. And so it seems to me that, Virgo, you should put your energy towards your long-term relationships. I would say a couple of things. Make sure that you are putting a little extra time and energy into the romantic side or creative side of your partnerships. So if we're talking about marriages or long-term relationships, we want to make sure that we're, you know, having enough sex if that's what you want to do, or there's enough like setting the patio up like a restaurant and having a date of sort of situation. If it's a business partnership, it's where's the creativity flowing? Like if you guys are getting really stuck in doing the mundane things to keep things moving forward, you might need to have a brainstorming day or a way to get creative, because we're showing here there's like this teetering balance between feeling this sense of hurt and hardship and betrayal with love, balance, and to me it feels like it's because like the creativity and the romance or whatever it is in the dynamic is out of balance. And so I would say try your best to get it in balance. This doesn't mean to leave a relationship or anyone's cheating or anything is super shady. It just means that you have to shift the priorities and your perspective, and it will feel a lot more comfortable. So that would be my advice for Virgos. Pay attention to your long-term, meaningful relationships. Okay, Libra. The Star card again, you guys, we're seeing a lot of, that's good. That's why it's fun to do the reading for the group. All right, Libra. So you too need to take a position of leadership This is showing in more of a spiritual capacity, a creative leadership, where you can impact, like where you can share your values and your passions in a way that light other people up. It's showing that you have a unique vision of how to move forward that would be super inspiring. And then even though we're seeing this tower energy, right? The tower is really kind of what we've been feeling like a lot lately, where these outside influences are crushing in on some of our systems. But even though this is the undercurrent, it's almost like it's under here, you Libra have this ability to actually come from a centered place and see through the chaos. Like you are the calm in the storm. So I would use your sense of vision to calm people, to lead people, to share in a respectful way. And Libras do have a great way of communicating where all people feel good. And you might be able to bridge that gap between, actually be able to bridge the gap between the people on this planet right now who are seeing this as a new earth and a new day, and the people on this planet that are seeing this like their worst nightmare. And it feels like to me that Libras are so good at that balance, you might actually be the bridge between those two polarities through your passion, wisdom, and just being you. So that would be my suggestions for these Libras. Okay, Scorpio, I'm gonna try not to make it all about me. What is mine? Scorpio. Ooh, sounds about right. Okay, so for Scorpios, we've got the Death card, we've got the Ace of Wands, and we've got the Six of Swords. Scorpio, the Death card is the zodiac, is the tarot card associated with the Scorpio zodiac sign. And it's so interesting. I can't help but to think about this time and this death and transformation that we're going towards. And it's like you, Scorpio, are the skeleton, like leading the charge of the transformation and saying, it's not so bad, guys. I've died and been reborn dozens of times. So just follow me. Like the Scorpio energy, all of us are called to be leaders, apparently. This is really coming up strong. But like to help people not fear the discomfort, like more than anyone, Scorpio, you've reinvented yourself and you've gone through these pains of shedding your skin and reemerging. So now it's like, how can you take these life experiences and navigate yourself and remind yourself, oh, I've done this before. I've been to the depths of the underbelly of my personal hell and underworld. How can you remember that your resiliency, that you've done that, and also help people through their own transformation? It's showing that you've got a unique, well, it also kind of feels like he's holding the flag. To me, this is also like waving the wand, leading the transformation parade. But it's showing that you've got this way of seeing things anew and starting over. And this, like with the wands, it's also spiritual renewal and rebirth. So it's sort of like bringing that refresh. It's like I was saying, instead of just only hearing the death rattles, it's like, hey, how can we listen for the sounds and the signs of the rebirth? And that's really great for the Scorpio. I will say though, with this Five of Swords, I would say that the Scorpios have been in it. Like you've been in it mentally, trying to kind of like click, figure the pieces out, and that's caused a little bit of conflict. It's showing that this month you'll be one step away from the conflict. You'll be able to maybe get a little bit of perception or perspective instead of being at the center of the conflict or the storm. So keep a little bit more distance from the conflict and understand that you are sort of like the leader of the transformation parade, and that's why all of your valid life experience, you were born for a time like this. That's really positive. I love that. Okay, Sagittarius, we'll keep going. Sagittarius. All right, what we got, Sag? All right. Sag, you are so important right now. You are so important. So I would say for Sagittarius we've got this Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. I would say you guys are really important right now when it comes to getting work done. So whether it's getting work done for yourself, if you're a solopreneur, you've got side businesses, for within the organization in which you work, you're really crucial right now, and your skills and your willingness to dive in and get to work when it comes to things that you're passionate about is crucial right now. And you are the difference maker in these situations between being able to continue financially or not. And it's also showing here that you also this is why you're so special right now. You've got both things going for you. You can get your head down and you can do the work while also maintaining a future vision that's even better than today. And you understand that we've got to be doing the grunt work now so that we will have a pleasant future, and you're okay holding and doing both of those things. So Sagittarius, that looks really great. I would also say, for all of these, if you have a rising sign, you can listen to both your sun sign and your rising sign, and you're going to get a lot out of both of those things. So if you have a Sag rising like me, that's also advice for you. All right, Capricorn. What do we got for the Capricorns? I don't know why I'm making these thumbs up. Oh, wow. Capricorn, we got a lot of air going on for you guys today, which is really interesting. All right, so Capricorns are going to be a few things. I'm going to start first with the last card I pulled, which is the High Priestess. It's showing that you guys have the potentiality to be super still and super at peace and super observant and intuitive when it comes to next steps this month. And I would be super observational, watch, take everything in, Now, what to do with those observations? There are times this month where you're going to be the Knight of Swords, where you're going to have to take that information and disseminate it or make a decision before you have all the facts, because something needs to be nipped in the bud and handled. Then conversely, some of this time when you observe, you're intended to just sit with it, with this Queen of Swords energy, and keep watching longer and keep observing more detail, and then make more calculated moves and communications. So it's up to you. Like, you've got the discernment on board to, as you observe, to take the quick decisive action when needed, and then also the restraint not to be reactive all of the time. And for you this month, it's going to take both skills: decisive quick action and patience and observation. And really what's going to tell you which direction to go is your gut, is your intuition, and your personal sense of what is needed. I trust you, Capricorns. You guys got this. All right, Aquarius. Okay, it might be a tough month, Aquarius. Just throwing that out there. We've got the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. And so I would say that there is going to be a sense of overwhelm and stress and anxiety around work, money, finances, how you make a living in the world. You might have to be overworked to make the same amount, or you might be worried about what's going to be coming in August, September. So I would say the advice for you is to lean into this Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, you know, he's strong and he is adept, and he's able to make moves and make money, and even if it's like at a less established level. So just remember, times past where you've been able to pivot and maneuver. I would say if there's any kind of way for you to either reprioritize work engagements or get some more support. So that means either like realigning your deadline so you have more time, or calling in team members to help you with some of this work if that's possible. That will alleviate a lot of the stress and anxiety. I would also say, like, pay attention to your sleep, and it wouldn't be a bad idea if you're having a trouble sleeping to take some sort of sleep aids, whether it's CBD or melatonin or whatever works for you, because we do need to figure out how it is to evoke sleep and rest for you guys. But let's see what, I just want to take a sneak peek. I don't want to leave you with like this kind of negative message. Yeah, it's saying, I mean, and when we look for the future for you guys, it's like, I know it sounds weird to hermit yourself because we are a little still, we're still kind of in quarantine. But you're gonna have to go inward and you're gonna have to integrate. So if there's been a lot of stuff going on in your life that have taken you off balance and you haven't been able to integrate it or go or process it because you've just had to keep going, you're gonna best be served by allowing yourself that time, whether it's like the whole weekend where you shut off your phone and you integrate, whether you make a certain, like an hour or so a day, but we need to create that space for the integration, because what it feels like is you've been full, and all of this stuff hasn't sifted through and out, and so you're just holding more. Whew, I'm sorry, Aquarius, seems like it's been a little bit of a challenging time. Okay, Pisces. I can never spell the word Pisces, by the way. Pisces. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Gosh, these nights have been everywhere. I'm gonna shuffle this again. Please be clear, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, we've got this Knight of Swords, this Five of Pentacles, and the Death card. So we're also going to be working with some tough energies here. So we're going to hunker down this month for our Pisces. When we see the Five of Pentacles, sometimes that means that there might be some sort of financial challenges or even health challenges. And so for the Pisces, I would say that you might be taking on all of the stress of whatever's going on physically through your body, and it might be causing you to feel unwell. It's also showing that, Pisces, you're going through a massive transformation on a personal level it could be regarding work, relationships, your living situation. And so you're just like I was telling about the Scorpios who've been down and up and down and up and used to it. Like, maybe reach out to some of your Scorpio friends who would understand your deep sign too, what it means to go into those depths and transform, because that's what's happening for you right now. You're going through a massive spiritual transformation that's going to impact other parts of your life. And when you go through the fire transformation, sometimes it hurts and it burns and it's uncomfortable, but that's the real work. And that's when you re-emerge more aligned with yourself and more authentic and in integrity. And when we see this Knight of Swords, to me this means like you can go after this. Like, you can go towards the transformation. You can slay those dragons. You can the Knight of Swords is going after ideas and ideals and thoughts and inspirations and beliefs. So like, go after those with this sense of resiliency. I keep on saying that word, so it must be needed because I don't usually use that word so much. But go after this transformation. Don't let it come to you and wash over you. It's like, go charge towards it. Charge towards the transformation. And then I would take care of your physical body, because it seems as if, like I said, this transformation is being transmuted through your physical body. And we want to take rest, water, massage if you can get it, if you're safe, feel like that's safe, baths, nourishing foods, because it's showing that's kind of where the transformation is going to be transmuted, is through your physical body, which is sometimes a little bit tough. All right, Aries. Got the Star card again. I swear I'm shuffling and I'm just pulling like this. Aries. Oh, wow, Aries. All right, Aries, you're super powerful right now. So this is a really powerful month for you. We've got massive positive energy, and then we're gonna look at one little challenge point that could be tweaked and then really make everything blow up for good. So again, we're pulling the Star card, we've got the Magician card, and then we've got this Eight of Swords. So Aries, not only do you have the opportunity to really see what's needed this month as to where to move forward, you have the time, the energy, the tools, everything at your disposal to actually create and manifest. So the general reading was more like get a sense of the vision. This is saying you've got the vision and you can actually execute on the vision, at least the first stage. As you start to be doing this, your opinions might be unpopular, your tactics might be something new and uncomfortable, and it might make you feel more isolated or like you're doing something wrong, or that people aren't really seeing you or appreciating what you're bringing to the table. My sense of it is you've got, that's part of your transformation, to let these outside opinions go, because you're actually creating something very new that people might not be able to understand, or you might have a vision that is way different than the norm, but that's what we need right now. So just accept the fact that you're ahead of the curve and that other people will catch up, but you're like a trendsetter, you're a leader, you're a iconoclast, and you got to just be okay with that. Even though sometimes you might get negative feedback, it's like, you know what you're up to, you've got the vision, you've got the tools. Just make sure that whatever you're creating and however you're calling it through is with an integrity, not like this fuck you, I'm doing it kind of vibe. Just make sure like you're checking your integrity, because this power might feel new, or these abilities to create might feel new, and we want to make sure you're doing it, not going on any sort of power trips about it. Good work, Aries. I'm excited to see what the Aries bring into the world this month. Taurus, we have two more. Taurus. Oh my gosh, cards are so amazing. Okay, the reason why I said that is because we pulled the Empress and the Hierophant, and both are sort of like, Venus is a Taurus, it's Taurian energies. Okay, and we pulled this Six of Wands. Okay, Taurus, this is a great month for you. You're going to be feeling like a real sense of accomplishment and achievement and victory. So whatever it is that you've been working on, that's like a passion of yours, it's going to really pay off for you, and you're going to know that you did a job well done, but you're also likely going to be recognized. It's like, you know, they're holding you up, like lifting you up on the basketball court on their shoulders after a victory. I would say a couple of things is really take care of yourself. If you have the money and you want to buy yourself something nice, that's cool too. Whatever makes you really step into your sense of nurturance and feeling regal and royal. So it just depends what that makes you. If that makes it feels like, you know, and going somewhere or doing something or buying something, it's okay. And you're really showing up as a very integrated feminine leader right now. So even if you're masculine, like or you're male identifying, you're showing up in a way that's really nurturing and reciprocal, where you're giving and you're receiving in a way that feels really good. With the Hierophant, which is all, like, could be called the High Priest, you're going to do well this month with structures. So whether that's structures of a spiritual practice, or since you're working from home, you might have lost structure if, like, last month you were really working frantically to get this victory. It's like, how can you restructure your day so that you can continue to nourish yourself, so that you can have the longevity to keep getting these wins and keep focusing on whatever it is that's excelling you forward in a way that feels okay. So we don't want you to feel frazzled or burned out. So it might be time to restructure and to see what my teacher calls it an energy audit. Doing an energy audit, what feeds you, what detracts from your energy, and making sure that you're in the green instead of the red with that. But it looks like a great month for you, Taurus friends. And last but not least, Gemini. All right. We've got a lot of archetype cards for you, Gemini. So we've got the King of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Page of Wands. So whenever I do a pull and I see lots of archetype cards, it can either mean a couple of things. It could be aspects of self that you're gonna, so I'm gonna read it both ways, aspects of self, but also as you're listening, think about people in your life who might be coming in these sort of roles to help you at this time. I mean, we're just seeing so much like beautiful yin and yang, spiritual, creative energy for you. So I would say you're showing up this month very balanced, and your cup is very full. So you've probably done, like last month was your birthday month, maybe you've got a lot of extra attention or an extra love, or you kind of loved on yourself a little more than usual to celebrate you, and it's really paying off this month. Again, you're showing up as a spiritual leader. You're showing up as a highly intuitive, like your sense of intuition is heightened, and you're showing up here that you might have new creative ideas and inspirations that are birthed from this place of feeling balanced. When you don't show up as in survival mode like many of the other signs, you actually show up as feeling whole and complete, and from that place you can have these sparks of inspiration or these messages or these insights, because you're not just in the survival mode. I would say that yeah, it's looking like a really positive month. So those are my tarot scopes for everybody. I hope that you enjoy them. Let me know if you like the video format versus the written format. It's fun for me sometimes to just like pop on a video, and then you can kind of see how I flow and read in real time. I feel like offering one more final card, so let's see what that might be. Page of Pentacles, awesome. See the Page of Pentacles. So right now, it's also okay to be doing some work behind the scenes. It's okay to not put so much pressure on yourself. It's okay to learn new skills and try new things without having the pressure of being an expert. So we'll add that. So as we had that big reading for the group with like that visionary kind of leadership vibes, while you're doing that, it's also okay to work on some other things behind the scenes that feels fun for you. It also might be nice to spend some time outdoors, to get in your body and to experience some of the like more physical pleasures of being a human being, because I've learned that this is a really, believe it or not, coveted incarnation and coveted avatar that we carry around. And so we have very unique body experiences. So use your body and experience some things. It's not all about these super spiritual elements. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening.